And here to weigh in more on this controversial measure is our own Vili Abraham, here to talk about your thoughts on, first of all, Airbnb in general is so massive around the world. What do we know as far as numbers in communities internationally?
Okay, so it operates in 81,000 cities around the world, 191 states, and its revenue in 2017 was $2.6 billion, really huge amount. And it has a vast impact on local communities and the economy in general. So, for example, one of the things that people don't like, if you look at neighborhoods where there are Airbnb apartments, so neighbors complain of noise, litter. It also squeezes supply of apartments and thereby increasing the prices of apartments for residents.
Right, right.
So.
And how much of the, the record tourism that we just talked about, here in Israel, how much you think is attributable, to the existence of Airbnb?
Okay, well, I think a mass part of it, because there are a lot of Airbnb apartments available here in Israel, in Judea and Samaria, or the West Bank. There are 200 apartments listed in Airbnb. And by the way, if you look at Judea and Samaria as a tourist attraction, there were 2 million people who visited the area last year. We're talking about both Israelis and foreigners. Because there are archaeological sites and religious sites and wineries and beautiful views. So it's very attractive to...
So what is the reason behind Airbnb's decision to delist these homes?
Okay, well, according to reports, Airbnb is claiming that it does not want to have apartment listed in an area which is controversial or where there are human rights abuses, according to the report. However, looking into it, I found a reference to a petition that was signed by 160,000 people back in 2016 requesting Airbnb to delist apartments. And I think it's hypercritical because, for example, in China, where there are a lot of human rights abuses, Airbnb wants to expand its operations. So it's really not fair, and it does look like something that was motivated by BDS.
Right, yeah, just punitive. So we heard from the tourism minister talking about helping some of these homeowners potentially sue and possibly imposing taxes on Airbnb. We already have one person suing. Is there a potential for a big class action lawsuit, do you think?
I think so. I think this could be it could lead to a chain reaction, and we really have, first of all, Jews around the world have reacted in various forms. So a lot of them have deactivated their accounts. The tourism ministry is threatening to impose a tax, which I think is really motivated by an emotional reaction, and it's really not rational because it can deter people from coming to the country. If you look at millennials, they come here because we have Airbnb apartments, because staying in a hotel in Israel is really, really above average. So this can deter a lot of people from coming in.
Especially the young millennials to come. So economically, this has implications.
Definitely, definitely. And it's
even outside of Judea and Samaria.
Exactly, yes, definitely. And by the way, if you look at what communities in Judea and Samaria can do, well, I think that, first of all, they don't have to panic because, first of all, we have hotels.com, which already lists apartments from the area, so they can also list their apartments there. And also the local council, which has a website, it can dedicate a separate page to apartments and describe, the apartments in English, and then promote this on Google. So from somebody who wants to visit Judea and Samaria from the United States, for example, will just Google apartments in Judea and Samaria and land on that page.
So even for the people that do want to visit Judea or Samaria, also known as the West Bank, just to make that clear for people who don't know. So what other advice do you have for these homeowners, besides the fact that there are alternatives, which is at least something?
Okay, so first of all, listing in different websites, and I think that they shouldn't worry too much because I think that people who come to visit Judea and Samaria, they come for particular reasons. They come because it's a very beautiful place. It has a lot of things to offer, and I think that they should continue marketing the area as an archaeological place, as a religious place, as a holy place, and people will continue coming. The fact that Airbnb wants to delist apartments will not discourage people who really want to come to the area
from coming.
They'll find a way
one way or another.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Vili.
It was a pleasure.